Irving Game of the Week is brought to you in part by Gerald Stavely Dry Cleaning.
From Irving School Stadium, it's the Game of the Week on ICTN. Tonight we feature a battle of Vikings, Lamar against Nimitz. For the second straight week, this game is going to be played in triple-digit heat. Hi, I'm Bob Barry, soon to be joined by my broadcast partner, Lance Brown. Now, last week, both Viking teams scored more than 30 points. The Lamar Vikings lost, scoring 31 points but giving up 38. Meanwhile, the Nimitz Vikings won by a count of 36-6. Nimitz has a new head coach. He took over in September. His name, Brian Rogers, and he had just 12 practices with his team before their first game of the season. By the way, as far as that game is concerned, Nimitz scored in all four quarters, handily beating North Garland 36-6. They featured a strong running and passing attack, and their sophomore running back, Jordan Henry, ran wild against North Garland. He carried the ball 24 times, picked up 196 yards in the process. He had TD runs of 6, 23, 43, and 38 yards. Coach Rogers says of Henry, he's not a big guy, but he has great open field speed. Junior quarterback Jimmy Clark accounted for the passing attack. He went to the air 23 times, connecting on 16 passes, good for 179 yards and one touchdown. And let's not forget the defense. Garland ran the ball 36 times, and they lost 44 yards in the process. Just like Nimitz, Lamar has an outstanding sophomore. He's the quarterback Shane Buechele. If that name sounds familiar, it's because his dad, Steve, used to be the Texas Ranger third baseman. Now he manages the Ranger AA team in Frisco. Last week, young Shane threw for 242 yards and 3 scores. He's the fifth and final Buechele play for Lamar. His coach says all of Shane's siblings were very good athletes. He feels, however, Shane is the best of the lot. So there you have it. This really should be a pretty wild scoring ball game. How wild will it be? We're going to find out in just a couple of minutes. The kickoff is next.
And welcome back, everyone. I'm Lance Brown, Bob Barry alongside. He'll be doing the play-by-play in just a moment. As we get ready for game number 2 for the Nimitz Vikings and their first-year head coach, Brian Rogers. The keys to the game, Bob, you came up with this. So
actually, it was the coaches who came up with it, right? Seeing as how the young sophomore for the Vikings did so well, the Nimitz Vikings did so well, the head coach for Lamar said the first thing we have to do is stop their running game. Then we have to establish our running game, and we have to excel on special teams. That's what Coach Fuller had to say. Okay. Now for the new coach for Nimitz. Eliminate mistakes. No one can argue with that.
Yeah, sounds
Secondly,
good.
Play with great effort.
As opposed to lousy effort.
Exactly right. And the third one, improve the special teams play.
All righty. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Lamar won the toss and elected to defer to the second half, so Nimitz has chosen to receive the football. They will be going from your left to your right in their gray uniforms. Bob Barry is here, and we're ready to go. Get it, Bob.
Okay, we're all set for the kickoff. The deep return men, Stiegler and Allen. Here comes the kick. And this is going to be Allen taking it about 3 yards deep in his end zone. Stiegler with the block, and Allen down the sideline. Allen going to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, and is dragged down on the 25-yard line. That is a 78-yard return by D'Angelo Allen. Marquise McClinton, with the great foot speed, was able to bring him down, and they'll mark it on the Lamar 23-yard line.
But a flag is down, so let's, or is it now? Let's check.
There's a flag down.
So they're talking that over, and
A couple of flags down on about the 35-yard line in Lamar's end of the field. So
Well,
dramatic run back on the kickoff, and let's see where they're going to put the ball.
flag down on about the 33-yard line. So no matter what, it is against Nimitz, but no matter what, it is a good return. And he will get the ball in great field position. Look at him fighting over here back there, but finally gets the ball, and here comes Allen and has that crease. And it was some good blocking down there on Hutchinson, but finally Clinton there to make the stop. Here you go, Bob.
1st and 10 for Nimitz on the Lamar 43-yard line. This is Clark under pressure, and the throw is way off the mark. He was trying to find the wide receiver, Michael Scott. Now, Scott's about 6'5", so when you throw it over at his head, you know it's really up in the O-zone. 2nd and 10 for the Nimitz Vikings, and I think because both teams are called Vikings, we'll just do away with the nicknames and just use our broadcast calling them Nimitz and Lamar. 2nd and 10 for Nimitz. Again, the ball on the 43-yard line. Opening moments here in the first quarter. This is the sophomore run back. Hit and dropped on the line of scrimmage. No gain that time by Jordan Henry. And then to make the stop, Blake McClendon. So it'll be 3rd and 10. They tried to run Henry wide to the left, and there was nothing there. In fact, he lost the yard on the play. So it'll be 3rd and 11 from the 44.
Well, that was just good pursuit that time by McClendon as they opened things up for the linebacker to get through them.
Clark under pressure. Little screen pass this time. Gets him 2 yards, and that's it. Again, they hit their wide receiver. This is the young man they threw to the first play of the game. This time he's able to make the catch, but just got about 2 yards on it, Michael Scott. So it'll be 4th and 9. Now what opened up as a very fine field position for Nimitz. They have a 4th and 9, and let's see if they're going to punt the ball away. And they do. It's going to be a short kick. And I mean really short.
Yeah.
A kick from the 49 down to the 22. That's a kick of just 27 yards and no return.
Well, you hope to get the bounce on those things, and sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't.
So it's 3 and out for Nimitz. And now Lamar will see what they can do. Shane Buechele, the starting quarterback. He is a sophomore. Lamar features about 5 different running backs, and here is one of them right now, taking the ball out wide and being knocked down after he picks up, well, maybe a yard at best. Actually, they're going to give it back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be a 2nd down situation from that point. Jamal Kemp is the senior running back. He took that last play. Last week he carried the ball 15 times, gained 72 yards. So Kemp in there at one of the running back positions. Little indecision right now as Lamar takes some time to set up this play. Buechele looks under pressure, avoids the rush, throws to a man wide open, and he's down to the 40, still fighting all the way down to the 35-yard line, and finally brought down on about the 32. Nice play by Buechele, who avoided the rush and then hits a man who is wide open down the center of the field, as you'll see it right there. I mean, he's all by his lonesome momentarily, and then he draws the crowd. That's Landry Bray, the junior, who picks up the 1st down. So big yardage on that play. 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Buechele with it, hands off to the halfback, who is hit and dropped. Maybe a half yard on the play, but certainly nothing more than that. Again, the ball carrier was Kemp.
Well, on that previous play, just a wonderful job by Buechele stepping up in the pocket to avoid the rush. And found a wide open receiver.
looks, pumps, got a man wide open in the flat. That's Bray again. And Bray carries it for first down yardage as he is knocked out of bounds close to the 18-yard line. Well, Bray on these two plays has been all by himself.
Well, they just had too many receivers over there, not enough defenders. That was the basic problem there.
They'll put the ball down on the 18-yard line where it's now 1st and 10. Lamar with two big passing plays. The first one really a big play. And now they have 1st and 10 on the 18-yard line. Timeout being called by the official. It's not a team timeout, but now the official says, okay, let's run that clock. So 1st and 10 from the 18. Buechele again avoids the rush. Comes down to the 15-yard line, still fighting his way down to about the 12. Showed some good athleticism on that play.
He did. I like this kid's poise.
Yeah, definitely. That's a pickup of 6 on the play, and we have an injured player, one of the Nimitz players, down on the ground. We'll show you the replay where Mr. Buechele shows that he can run with the ball.
There's Michael Scott. Got hit by his own man. That's disappointing. Well, as Bob mentioned in the pregame show about Shane, he, being the youngest of 5 children of the Buechele family. His dad, as he mentioned, Steve, was a very good ball player for the Texas Rangers a number of years, played 11 years for them. Not a great hitter, would hit about 245 every year, hit about 16, 17 homers. Presently the manager at Frisco. Great defensive player, though, at third base. I mean, probably in a class with somebody like Buddy Bell and maybe right now the man they have right there. So, Steve was a fine ball player and a really nice guy. One of the guys who I always enjoyed interviewing because I was covering the Rangers part-time back then, and he was one of the good guys to talk to. His older brothers play college baseball. Garrett is playing at Zero U, as Randy Galloway likes to call it, the University of Oklahoma. And Tanner plays at Fullerton, which has been a baseball powerhouse for many years.
Wouldn't it be interesting if Steve Buechele could contact his old college roommate and have him come in here and give his son Shane some pointers? John Elway.
You think Elway could do that?
Yeah, I would think so. Hey, John, come on down here for a couple of days. Give my kid some pointers.
I'll tell you what, Elway was a guy who had an arm and a half. I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
When he came out, he was one of the most heralded quarterbacks ever. Got off to a slow start in his pro career, but later came on and really had just a sensational year, winning Super Bowls finally in his last 2 years. He went out with a bang with that Super Bowl title.
Well, one thing that helped his career, I think, as Scott is up now, he's going to be assisted off the field. One thing that helped Elway was that he was a professional baseball player.
Yeah.
He played, if I remember correctly, for the New York Yankees. And when he was drafted by the Baltimore Colts, he did not like the owner of the Colts, and he would not sign with the Colts. So the Colts arranged a trade, and they traded him off to Denver. And boy, did it work out well for him. So here we are, 2nd and 4 with the ball on the 12-yard line. Buechele looks, got that man out on the flat again and hits him. This is Kemp. Kemp who makes a cutback and is down to about the 10-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Again, they have that little outlet there. The Vikings were good. The Nimitz was good at the downfield coverage, but they have that little running back out there for that reason.
Little safety valve. Yeah, this time they've got Bray in the slot, and they put him in motion. And they hand off to Kemp, who drives for the first down, and then some, down to about the 5-yard line. He needed 2, he got 5, and so it'll be 1st and goal on the 5.
Lamar very impressive on this opening drive. And Buechele has done a good job at reading the defense. He's been able to find the open receivers, and when they're not open, he hits the man coming out of the backfield. Now, Nimitz wants a timeout. They want to talk to their players as it's a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Let's look at those Lamar Vikings and their starters tonight.
You see Bates, McCready, Garcia, Sullins, and Purdom. And Buechele, Kemp, Bray, Baird, Andre Lemons Hicks, and Jarris King. They got some talent, this Lamar team.
Oh, yeah. The Nimitz defenders, Bob.
You have Carter and Mays, 2 outstanding players. Anikas, Scott, Gleckner, Diaz, and the other Scott brother.
But
the
not
Scotts
now.
are twins. Not now, no.
Well,
And then Velasquez, Brewer, Simpson, and Stiegler. They are the defensive backs.
by the way, last night, Irving went to 2-0 as a club Grand Prairie, 58-14. Scored 29 unanswered points in the second quarter to win that ball game. Antonio Franklin with 128 yards and 4 touchdowns. Quarterback Christian Garcia, 226 yards passing, 12 out of 14, 2 touchdowns. And Michael Coley, the receiver, 9 receptions for 160 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Kemp is the setback behind Buechele. This is Kemp running to the left and is going to go out of bounds on the 9-yard line. So he lost 4 on the play. Good containment that time by the defensive allotment, because they just flooded that area where Kemp was trying to go, and all he could see were just a series of jerseys, and he could not turn the corner. So they had good pursuit on that play. A loss of 4 will make it 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. Kemp, now the lone back along with Buechele. 2nd and goal from the 9. Buechele looks, quick pass. He's got his man who hits and gets back to the line of scrimmage on the 5. So they pick up 4 on the play, and it'll be 3rd and goal from that point.
It's King, who was their leading receiver last week. And they do a good job of cleaning everything out, setting up the short screen. But the Vikings do a wonderful job, or Nimitz that time, as Velasquez came up to make the
made
stop.
a real nice tackle. Yeah. 3rd and goal from the 5. Buechele rolls. Buechele looks. Buechele under pressure, and he's spun down on the 7-yard line.
Stop made that time by Noah Spears, so now it's 4th down, and the Vikings, Lamar looks like they're going to try a field goal, but this great job of containment that time by Spears.
Ryan Jacobs is the field goal kicker. He booted a 31-yard field goal in last week's opener. This will be a 25-yard attempt. The ball will be spotted on the 15-yard line. Low snap, and the ball is fumbled, dropped, and no kick takes place. And that's all the problem of the center, who had a very poor snap back to the holder.
And what a disappointing feeling for Sean Abram, the holder.
Yeah.
The kicker saw it, and he just got the heck out of the way. Now watch Abram, and they level this guy.
Yeah, it's all yours, partner.
He says, no, thank you. Oh, yeah, thank you. And they absolutely leveled him. I mean, that.
So mishandling that time by the center, bad snap. And the Vikings, the Nimitz Vikings get a break. They'll have 1st and 10. With the ball on the 16-yard line, Jimmy Clark all by himself in the backfield will be taking the direct snap, and timeout called here. The official's calling timeout. Let's see what the deal is. No, now they're going to say this is a Nimitz timeout, which will be their 2nd. Wow. You have 5:38 to go here in the first quarter, and you've already used 2 timeouts.
Well, that's okay. Look, if you're not right, get it right, because in the first half it's not important. I mean, you're going to get 3 no matter what anyway, and the important thing right now is to get things right. And this is a team, Bob, that the coach has only been on the job for 8 weeks. and he's still trying to get on the same page, because all the players, they went through, spring practice with another coach and another system, and, they're trying to come up to speed with the new system, and, they want to make sure everything's right at this particular point. It's still a learning experience, still installing little new things as they go along.
Jordan Henry in the backfield now with Clark. This is Henry. Henry driving. Henry rolls all the way out to the 30-yard line. A pickup of 14 on the play, and that is the initial first down for Nimitz.
Well, he just got a little crease, and he jumped through that.
His head coach very high on this young man. He said he is just such a great character. And he said he's just always out there looking to learn. Not a big guy, as you can see right there, but has great open field speed.
Blitz.
Henry this time
Did he
rolls
fumble?
out to about the 33-yard line. The ball on the ground, but let's see what the officials say. Nimitz ball on the 33, a pickup of 3. It'll make it 2nd and 7.
By the way, credit Brandon Briscoe that last time on that great block to spring him loose, the right tackle.
We got 10 seconds on the play clock. This is Clark. Overthrows his intended receiver down on the 45-yard line. That time they went to the wide receiver, Christian Chokolov. So it'll be 3rd and 7.
That's too bad because he was wide open.
Yes, he was. Ran a good route. They just couldn't get the ball to him.
Clark did a great job last week throwing the ball, 16 of 23, 2 for 3 today for 2 yards.
This is Clark looking. Lays it out to his halfback who drops the ball.
Plank.
Definitely. Jordan Henry had the ball right in his hands, could not hold on to it. So to bring up a punting situation, as Nimitz for the second time here in the first quarter will be kicking that ball away.
Lamar sends Sean Abram back to receive.
Under pressure, the kick got in the way and has a good roll and will roll out of bounds. Down on about the 33-yard line, and Lamar's under the field.
Bob James Rodriguez, the punter that time, he picked it up and got it away. Then he kind of moved out of the way. What he's got to learn is to stay there and fall down and see if he can draw the intentional.
Yeah, exactly. The roughing call.
Kicker, yeah.
So it's a kick of 34 yards. And we'll have a 1st and 10 for Lamar at that point.
Fuller took over for longtime coach Eddie Peach, who had coached there for 40 years. Remarkable.
This is Kemp in the middle of the line. Got back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
You know, Bob, I remember back in the old days when Lamar would come here, and they would travel with a huge crowd.
Yeah.
But it's very small. At first I thought, well, there's a lot of people hung up on traffic, but still, though, it's a very small crowd over there.
Here's Bouchel, 3-step drop, got a man wide open, hits him, and his receiver fights his way to the 40-yard line, and they'll give him 1 more yard to the 41.
Hicks, as he picks up about 8 yards. Watch Bouchel. This kid's got a good arm. Boy, he's an impressive-looking quarterback. He's just a sophomore, too.
Yeah, exactly. So a gain of 8. makes it 3rd and 2. We have 2 running backs on either side of Shane Buechele, who will take the direct snap. This is Buechele on the keeper. Buechele trips over his own foot, but gets the first down and rolls all the way out to the 49-yard line. He takes it for 8 yards.
Yeah, not the most graceful of runs,
but it very productive.
Yeah, got the first down.
You see the replay right here. That's where he starts stumbling. But even as he stumbled, he fell forward for about 4 yards.
Yep.
Not bad.
Not at all.
Quick pass out and drop. The ball a little bit low as they try to get it out to Hicks. It's a tough catch for that young man, and he couldn't make it. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
First incompletion of the night. Michael Scott's still on the sidelines on the trainer's table there, so we may not see him again.
Kemp is the setback along with Buechele on a 2nd and 10 play coming up right now. This is Buechele back. Looks. Guns one down. Beautiful catch and a great throw. And a first down all the way down to the 35-yard line. Boy, Buechele really showed his arm that time as he hit Hicks right down the middle.
15-yard pass, and look at that catch by Hicks. Great hands catch that time.
Another first down for Lamar. They have the ball on the Nimitz 35-yard line. Buechele looks and is hit. Gets the pass off to Hicks, who is dropped after he gained maybe 1 yard on the play. It looked as if Buechele was going to really be dropped for a loss, but he was able to get the ball away at the last moment and picked up minimum yardage on the play. They'll give him a gain of 2 down to the 33 as you watch the replay right here.
He does a heck of a job getting rid of it.
Yeah.
And or should I say, Delonte Scott drives him out.
2nd and 8. Just a little lob pass this time. And here's this young man who has been so tough against Nimitz, taking it down just shy of the 25-yard line. And again, they like to really go to this guy. I think this is about his 3rd catch now, Landry Bray. This is Landry cuts back into the center of the field and gets some very nice yardage after the catch. So Lamar with the ball down on the 26-yard line. Got 3rd and about 2. Give the ball to Kemp, who runs for yardage and is hit and driven out of bounds on the 13-yard line.
This great job of blocking that time. Huge hole.
Well, this is the 2nd time that Lamar has been knocking on the door. They have a 1st and 10 on the 13-yard line. The last time they tried to get a field goal and couldn't do it. This is Kemp again. And he is hit and stopped on the 11-yard line, going off the left side of the line, and picks up 2 on the play. The way Buechele is throwing the ball, Lance, you almost hope that they give the ball to Kemp.
Yeah.
Figuring out, he's not going to get as much yardage as Buechele is with his passing accuracy. Buechele looks. Buechele sees an opening, takes off to the 10, and driven down on about the 8-yard line. We'll make it to 7. The clock will continue to roll. Line of scrimmage was the 11, so that's a pickup of about 4 on the play. Now we're inside 1 minute's worth of time remaining here in the first quarter of play. It's been all Lamar thus far. 3rd and 4. The call for Lamar. They give it to Kemp. And he is stopped for a loss of about 1 on the play. Drop back on the 8-yard line. So now you're going to have a 4th down situation. On comes the field goal team. They tried this before, only to have a bad snap. Now that's the end of the first quarter. We are scoreless, and we'll be back in a moment. And we are back to start off the second quarter of play. We are scoreless, Lamar and Nimitz. And we'll remind you that one of the new features we have here on ICTN is what we call the Question of the Week. And which Irving school would be most improved this fall? Well, half the respondents said MacArthur. The other half split their votes between Nimitz and Irving.
Okay. So far, half of them are wrong.
Now again, an attempt for a field goal. Again, it'll be a 25-yard attempt. Better snap this time. The kick up and really drilled and good. So Lamar draws first blood as Ryan Jacobs boots it through. And with just seconds gone by here in the second quarter of play, Lamar leads it by a count of 3-0.
Well, the Vikings so far, well, I keep doing this because it's confusing to me. Lamar, as Bob mentioned, has totally dominated the football game. The Vikings have had just the one offensive, well, they've had 2 possessions, punted both times. They only have 2 yards passing, and they only have 16 yards running the ball. So really, except for the one run by Henry right up the middle, Nimitz hasn't been able to get much done offensively, and the rest of the time, Lamar has just dominated the clock with their possession.
At the time of possession, we don't keep that, but if we did, it would be extremely one-sided in the Tigers' favor.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine we'd be looking at something like 9-3 in terms of the minutes. Maybe 8.5 to something like that.
Stiegler and Allen are the deep return men. They're standing on their goal line.
Well, Allen had that great run back to start the game.
And here is the boot. High. And coming down to Mr. Allen again, who takes it on the 5. Runs into one of his own men, and that is hit and stopped at about the 20-yard line.
Not quite as good this time.
No. Better containment by Lamar.
So the Nimitz will start on their own 19-yard line. They have this the 1 first down so far.
Clark and Henry in the backfield. Jimmy Clark, the quarterback.
That didn't work well.
Not much, no. Clark that time holding on for the last second, then handing off to his running back, who was really drilled.
Garrett Bell is on him, really, as he gets the ball. No one blocks him.
No one blocked him. Yeah. You could be a great running back, but that just shows you you're only as great as the blocking that you get. And there was no blocking there at all. A loss of 1 will make it 2nd and 11 from the 18. Here is Clark rolling, passing, and incomplete. Tried to get Jared Velasquez that time, the slot back, but the ball way overthrown. So it'll be 3rd and 11.
Velasquez had 4 receptions last week for 70 yards. Still looking for number 1 tonight. 3rd and long.
This is Clark.
Oh!
Again, a poorly thrown ball. Yeah.
Oh, man.
They're trying a little inside screen that time, and the ball was just way too high.
Yeah, and unfortunately, watch Velasquez go up in the air. He's unprotected. And
Yeah.
Boom! What a hit that was laid on him that time by Noah Spears.
That kind of play, the pass is to go right about the belt line of the intended receiver.
Well, he got belted, that's for sure.
He really did, yeah. And then, if everything works well, the receiver moves the ball up the middle of the field, but did not happen.
Another 3 and out.
Big rush on the kicker. Gets this one away. Takes a nice roll as far as Nimitz is concerned. And the ball dies on the Lamar 42-yard line. That's a 40-yard kick, no return. And Lamar will put the ball in play. Well, what we've seen is the difference of 2 offensive units thus far, and they've been totally different. Nimitz has not been able to do much at all, and Lamar has moved the ball very handily.
Again is into the ball game at quarterback now for Lamar.
And Corey Wharton will be his running back. We have an illegal substitution here. We're going to step off 5 yards. Move the ball back to the 37-yard line. And Lamar's end of the field. So some new talent for Lamar. Gwynn at quarterback. Gwynn pumps one up, got his man who's dropped immediately. Nice catch and a good stop. That was Hicks, the receiver. And he was hit almost instantly, and down he went. So a gain of about 3.5 yards on the play.
Again threw 12 passes last week, so this is all part of the package that they're going to get both quarterbacks some action.
This is Wharton. Just nowhere to go except on the ground, and that's exactly what happens. They give him up to the 39-yard line, his forward progress at that point, and then he just ran out of room. He was driven all the way back to about the 35, as you'll see right here on the replay. Here's Wharton, and just great containment. There's just nowhere to go.
Yeah, Nimitz strung it out well.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a good going in there.
So we have 3rd and 11. This is Gwynn. Looks, throws. Incomplete, almost intercepted. 2 intended receivers out there. Hicks was one of them. But the ball thrown poorly.
Yeah, that was not a well-thrown ball. That could have been one of those picks there.
So a 4th down situation coming up. Shane Buechele back into the game to show us that he can punt the ball as well, if indeed they're going to punt it. But he's back there. Now here's a man late coming on the field, one of the linemen.
That's okay. They still got 10 seconds here to get the snap off.
Buechele kicks it.
Ooh, that was ugly.
Yes, it was, and it'll go out of bounds, close to the Nimitz 42-yard line. And that's where Nimitz will put it in play, 1st and 10 on the 42. Many years ago in high school and college football, they had a formation known as a single wing. And this was a formation that featured basically one stellar athlete who could run, throw, and punt. And when you'd have a situation like we just saw here, where you've got a quarterback punting the ball, kind of reminded me of the old single wing, because your thought is he really going to punt it, or is this going to be a pass play? And the defense has to think along those lines as well. So we have 1st and 10, and Nimitz has the ball on their 42-yard line. Once again, they hold the ball, and then the running back is hit and dropped for a gain of maybe half a yard.
Henry was doing a lot of running in place there.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
That's all the running he was doing. He got 1 yard on that play. Henry so far, 5 carries, 16 yards.
2nd and 9. Jimmy Clark has 3 receivers out there. This is the sophomore halfback across the 45-yard line out to the 47. Jordan Henry that time. Gained of about 4. Well, they're going to move it back to the 46, so let's call it a gain of 3, and it'll be 3rd and 6. This time the Vikings have got 4 receivers spread out across the field. Let's see if Clark puts it up the air. Does so, got his man, but he's short of the 1st down.
Oh, my goodness.
Ball caught on the 49-yard line, but they needed more than that. And you'll see the receiver is Christian Chokoloff.
Gonna go for it.
4th and 1.
Nope, gonna call it. Oh, man, that's ugly.
But it takes a nice roll.
Well,
Such as it is, made it a lot better. Ball down on the 30-yard line.
they may have to reevaluate that one.
So that's a kick of 21 yards. Their punting game has not been very effective tonight.
Well, neither
They've
is
kicked it
anything
3
else,
times,
really.
yeah.
Now, they ran into the kicker. Did they touch the ball? That's what the officials are going to have to talk over. And by the way, the referee tonight is Joe Horn. The umpire, Rodney Johnson. The headlinesman is Jimmy Evans. Line judge is Rick Jasper. Brandon Haley is the back judge. And your clock operator tonight, Mr. Wally Banks. Evidently,
Yeah.
they hit him.
Penalty the call against Lamar. And that'll give Nimitz the 1st down.
It's just not running into the kicker. Well, they're going to call roughing the kicker. Okay, that's a good call.
Yeah,
they
it
did
is
rough
when
him.
you see the replay. Yeah. So a 1st down for Nimitz by way of penalty. And they have 1st and 10 on the 34.
Only the 2nd first down of the ball game.
Little scat back takes it that time right up the middle of the line and gets to the 32-yard line, a gain of about 2 yards.
Well, the Vikings, Nimitz back in the Mike Vardy years, seemingly always had an outstanding tailback ever since I've been here, starting with Roderick Walker.
Yeah. They've had some great kids, no doubt about that.
Anthony Davis, I remember, Philip Fuller, several others.
Here's the little halfback going, getting the 1st down inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line. A gain of 15 yards by Jordan Henry. So Henry has had runs of 16 and now 15 yards.
Gets some
and
good
it's a
blocks.
1st down. Yep.
Van Der Stout runs through a tackle there. And a nice job was he was finally brought down by Andrew Cole.
1st and 10 for Nimitz from the 17-yard line. A dive play this time, 2 yards for Jordan Henry, and no more than that. We are at the 6-minute mark here in the first half. Lamar with a 3-0 lead. Nimitz with the ball, 2nd and 8 on the Lamar 15-yard line. Clark looks, Clark throws, and the ball is dropped. And even if it had been held, the receiver would not have been going anywhere because he was surrounded with would-be tacklers.
You got Sam Berry.
Sam Berry, yeah.
Couldn't hang on to him.
So you have 3rd down coming up.
Clark right now only 2 out of 8 passing for 7 yards.
Daniel Stiegler coming in. He'll be occupying a slot position. Here's Clark looking. Clark passing. Nice catch by his halfback, but they didn't get the yardage they needed. He just got inside the 10-yard line. Down inside the 15, down to the 14.
Yeah.
So a gain of about 1 on the play.
Well, he had to go up, and there's just nothing much he could do once he came down with the ball. So that Nimitz is going to try a field goal here.
This is Benjamin Gasca, who last week hit a 26-yard field goal. This one will be a 31-yard attempt. The kick is up, high enough, long enough, and good enough. And we are tied at 3.
Well, it hasn't been pretty for Nimitz in the first half, but you know what? On the scoreboard, you wouldn't know the difference, would you?
No.
Question of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Get on that internet. Get on that internet. Get on that internet. You can vote right now. Let's get that question. Which Irving school or schools will make the playoffs this season? And it's www.facebook.com, the city of Irving. To the next week's game to see the results of that.
And as we are asking you that question, we'll tell you that the Irving Tigers have a non-district record of 2 wins and no losses. MacArthur, the exact opposite, no wins and 2 losses.
They were shut out by Plano last night, 28-0. Only 11 yards rushing in that ball game. Wildcats scoring 14 in the first, 14 in the fourth. And quarterback Austin Logan for Mac was only 11 out of 41 passing.
He threw 41 in the game we did last week, too.
Yeah, well.
He didn't mind putting that ball up. Here is a little pooch kick, fair catch called for and taken. And Lamar will have the ball on their 33-yard line. So Nimitz, playing the percentages here, did not want a long run back, so they just had a little pooch kick. It was Jesse Lumpkin who made that fair catch.
So that's what happened, and Irving has scored 102 points in their first 2 ball games. That, by the way, is the most points the Tigers have scored in 1 game in this century.
This is Wharton with the ball, swinging wide, getting some yardage, and picking up a nice gain, more than enough for the first down, as he rambles on close to the 46-yard line.
Well, he did run.
Yes, he did. Give him 14 on the play. They'll spot it on the 47. This is Gwynn looking. Plenty of time. And hit from behind and dropped. And no, that's Bouchel. Bouchel is the quarterback. That's the first time they've dropped him for a loss. He's dropped on the 45-yard line. A loss of 2. Bouchel with it.
I wonder if that was a busted play or he meant to run that ball.
Well, whatever it was, it picked up yardage.
Well, it did.
As he faked out one would-be tackler.
Look at him here.
Watch the move he makes right here, right there. Got by the first would-be tackler and rolled it out to the Nimitz 49-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and 6.
Well, you made lemonade out of lemons that time.
Boy. Then he takes off. Again, he's going to have the first down and a run out of bounds on the 35-yard line. A late hit. Flag goes down. There's going to be a penalty against Nimitz. Buechele clearly out of bounds when he was hit by a defender.
See those blockhead plays.
So he ran for a first down, and then the penalty, it says here, makes it even a juicier gain for Lamar. Ball moved all the way down to the 11-yard line. Right up the middle, nobody there. Now here he comes out, and there he goes out of bounds, way out of bounds, and then is pushed. But he was out of bounds clearly when he was pushed. First down. Running wide. Wharton trips, falls on the 20-yard line.
Ouch.
Tried to make a cut, and his feet just went out from under him. And down he went, so it's 2nd and 10. Wharton remains in as the sole running back. Buechele looking things over, has 3 receivers split to the left. Buechele with time. Buechele throws to an open man.
Oh!
At the last moment, the ball batted away.
How about that?
Daniel Stiegler, the defender on the play, got his hand up and batted it away. If he
Out.
doesn't get that hand up, that's a touchdown.
Absolutely. This is outstanding defense by Stiegler. Look at him reach out last moment, tips it away. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Nice job by Stiegler.
So we have a 3rd and 10. Buechele has the ball dropped by a man who was very close to picking it up for the first down.
Flank.
Yeah, really. Boy, that hurts.
Yeah, they really had it going there, and then, boy, a great defensive play, and then just a bad offensive play there.
Jarris King, who was the leading receiver for this team last week, was the young man who could not hold on to that ball. So here is Abrams attempting a field goal from the 27-yard line. So this is a 37-yard kick, high enough, long enough, and good enough. So an exchange of field goals with 3:45 remaining in the first half, and Lamar takes the lead 6-3.
Yeah, that would have been good from 50. He really nailed that one. By the way, also last night, did you catch the opening of the National Football League game between Denver and Baltimore?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
No, I really didn't. I had no interest in the game, but my favorite player went wild. Peyton Manning.
Yeah, 7 touchdowns. But a linebacker for the Broncos by the name of Danny Trevathan has an interception to put the ball game away for sure. Pick 6. Runs it all the way back, but he drops the ball at the 1-yard line. Kid showboating, going into the end zone, drops the ball at the 1-yard line. Bringing up visions of Leon Lett and Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, really.
I mean, the Twitters and everything were just buzzing about that. Oh, some of these guys, I mean, you see it in basketball all the time. Somebody will intercept a pass and go running down the court. And instead of just a layup or even a simple dunk, they want to go up for a big windmill dunk and blow the dunk naturally.
So Abrams, who kicked the field goal, is now kicking off and really drills this one. Again, this is Allen taking it on the 1. Allen down the sideline, still going. Nice return. Allen still on his feet.
Flag down at the 40.
Flag down on the 42-yard line.
I think, though, that's offsides on Lamar.
Yeah. So D'Angelo Allen, for the second time, has a scintillating run back on a kickoff.
Both linemen threw their flags, so obviously I think this is going to be an offsides and it will be declined. Great return again by Allen. Officials still talking things over down there. Offsides against Lamar. It will naturally be declined. Holding against, so offsetting will do it again.
Oh.
Oh dear.
This is the replay right here.
Boy, what a beautiful return. Like that great move outside. Yeah, you can see him throwing the flag there. He threw it at the hold. And you say, well, maybe if he's not holding, Allen doesn't make that return. So, okay, that's it. We do it again.
Well, this is the second time that Allen has had a very dramatic run back, and both of them have ended in penalties. His first run back, there was blocking, and so they moved the ball back 15 yards from the point where he had returned it. And this time, they're going to kick it all over again.
This time, this pooch.
Yeah, little pooch kick this time.
Trouble. Good heads-up play that time by Charlikov.
Christian Chakalov.
Excuse me. He did a great job of going back to get that. Because obviously that's a live ball, and if Lamar falls on it, it's theirs. Coming up at halftime, we will have a feature on this man, Brian Rogers, the new head coach. Pratt will bring you that as we get to halftime, but still 3:33 to go. Up.
Jimmy Clark, all by his lonesome, and now he'll be joined by Jordan Henry. This is Henry, hit and dropped at the line of scrimmage. I wonder about this play. We've seen this play several times now, where Clark holds on to the ball, and then at the very last moment gives it to Henry.
It's an option, Reed.
Well, it's an option, but I have yet to see Clark run with the ball.
Well, he hasn't run with it much this year. In fact, I mean, he only ran the ball 5 times last week.
Yeah. So it's 2nd and 10. Henry for 2 tough yards, and that's it.
Lamar might decide to take a timeout here. I would think maybe to stop the clock on 3rd and long, but they're not going to do it. You know, the option is a great thing if you've got a quarterback who runs with the ball, but if he doesn't, then there's no reason to pay attention to the quarterback with the ball.
Yeah. Henry back there with Clark.
2 on the play clock.
Clark looks, hits his man, who makes the catch, gets down to the 39-yard line, but that is going to be way short of the first yardage that they needed, the first down yardage. And so the play caught by Noah Spears. See Clark on the run, hits Spears, but Spears wrestled down. Nice defensive play that time by Lamar.
Yeah. So now Lamar calls a timeout to stop the clock with 2:06 remaining. 4th down. Nimitz will have to punt. And you would wonder maybe if they're going to junk that play where the quarterback just drops back a couple of yards and punts the football. And they are. They're going to send in a punter to go for a deep back. James Rodriguez.
Well, we've seen Rodriguez kick before. He's had problems, and the problem has been no protection.
Yeah,
I mean, he's been kicking, to save his life.
Yeah.
As Lamar has just come in after him like crazy. They've got 9 men up on the line. Rush 2, but he gets a nice floater away this time, as the ball will go and be touched down by Stiegler on the 27-yard line.
1:57 remaining in the first half.
Lamar will have the ball, and they've got 2 timeouts and 1:57 seconds to see what they can do with it. Neither team has scored a touchdown here in the first half. I thought this would be a very high-scoring game. I thought wrong.
Yeah, it's hard to figure this game out, Bob. Especially after only one game, because you just don't know how good their opponents are.
Exactly.
Lamar lost to South Grand Prairie last week, gave up a lot of yards.
This is Kemp. And he is overwhelmed as he comes to the 25. We'll make it the 35-yard line. So we got 7 on the play. Lamar quickly up, spreading out that field. They know that they have to make these plays quickly. There is Bouchel hitting his man, who is whirled out of bounds on the 48-yard line.
It's King.
Jarris King that time. Earlier in the game, he had a pass that he dropped down on the Nimitz 10-yard line. 1:33 remaining. A 4-man rush. Bouchel going to run to the sideline and goes out of bounds, and there's a flag down on the play.
Going to be a hold against Lamar.
You're right, Lance, holding against Lamar. I think it's pretty safe to say that Nimitz is going to take this penalty.
I think that's pretty clear.
Move him back 10 yards.
You betcha.
James Rodriguez, who was the punter, is back in there now in a defensive position. He's a defensive back. He's up against King. There is Bouchel looking, pumps, throws, and the ball up in the air and incomplete. Off the hands of Hicks. And it'll be second down, second and about 20.
In the first quarter, Bouchel was amazing. 7 out of 8 passing. Here in the second quarter, only 1 out of 4 passing. And that ball was tipped away nicely. 2 good defensive plays in this half, in this quarter.
Again, Bouchel looks. He's got all the time in the world. Now he runs out of time and loses his balance, and down he goes.
Yeah.
The reason why he had so much time is that 7 defenders for Nimitz were dropping back in the passing lanes.
So third down and a million. But watch the balancing act Bouchel tries to do. Up,
Whoa. Yep.
A frustrating feeling when you're trying to keep your balance and you know you ain't going to do it. 3rd and 25.
He'll just hand the ball off.
Uh-oh.
This is Kemp. Nice run as he picks up a first down.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. No, he didn't. No, he got the ball out to the 49-yard line. He needed 20.
5.
And he needed 25 yards. Got a good run that time, but not 25 yards. When there's just 26 seconds remaining. And a 4th down situation coming up for Lamar. So Kemp rambled for about, you say, about 17 yards?
Yeah. So do you just run the clock out, or you punt it away, risk a snap?
Maybe yeah. Well, one thing that we can pretty well know, they're not going to take the knee because that would stop the clock and give Nimitz the ball in some pretty good field position.
Right. Bouchel is in there.
Uh-huh.
Of course, he punts.
He punted once before, which was not a very effective punt.
Nimitz doesn't send anyone back. But they're in a tight formation.
Yes, they are.
Watch the short snap up to Hadley. Nope, he's going to punt.
Gets a nice kick.
Yep. It'll eat up enough time.
Ball touchdown on about the Nimitz 22-yard line. Young man touching it down that time was Sean Abram.
Next week, hope you join us for a Thursday night game on not on ICTN, but here at Irving School Stadium, as the Irving Tigers will take on them Fighting Farmers in Louisville. We'll see just how good they are, those Irving Tigers. They have looked great in the first 2 ball games, but then again, you just don't know how good your opponents are at that point. Grand Prairie usually isn't very good, and neither is W.T. White. And a
Clark
short
just
snap.
takes the knee, and that'll do it.
So a fast first half. 3 field goals, and there's Brian Rogers.
Well, there you have Brian Rogers, and a new feature at halftime this year of our Game of the Week. We're going to have profiles of coaches, players, band members, and a lot of other folks who are part of the high school football scene here in Irving. Tonight, it's Brooke Pratt profiling the new head coach to the Nimitz Vikings, Brian Rogers.
I will. I will. I will. I will. I will. Protect this house. Protect this house. I will. I will. I will. Protect this house. Protect this house.
The new football season brings some fresh faces. Coach Brian Rogers, who was the offensive coordinator last year at MacArthur High School, is the new Nimitz head football coach. Last year at MacArthur, he took the team to playoffs at Cowboy Stadium, his first season there.
About the second week of spring ball, we heard through the grapevine that Coach Hohenberger was leaving Nimitz High School, and I thought, after the season we had at Mac, I had a great opportunity.
Rogers came to the helm of Nimitz after spring training was over, but the team is already off to a great start regardless. Nimitz beat North Garland 36-6 in the first game of the season.
It's been fast and furious, but it's been a true blessing.
Coach Rogers started coaching football in 1996. A highlight of his career came while on the coaching staff at Ennis High School. He helped lead the team to 2 state championships. This is the first time he's been a head football coach.
It's always been a goal of mine to be a head football coach.
You could say coaching is the family business.
I grew up in a coaching family. My dad was my high school football coach. My older sister was a head basketball coach in high school. My younger brother coaches at South Lake Carroll. So coaching is kind of my passion, and coaching is all I've known.
His complete immersion in coaching can only help the football program at Nimitz High.
We're not going to set high expectations. We're not going to set low expectations. We're going to go out there every day and do the best we can, and we're going to get better every day.
Rogers says one of his main goals right now is, winning, but also getting to know the kids as fast as he can.
They're learning me, and I'm still learning them.
Coach Rogers says the one thing he wants players to remember about him is that he was always there for them, in football as well as academics. He says the true calling of a coach is helping athletes find success in everything they do.
Be the best prepared team on Thursday night. Who controls that? We do. Who does? We do.
Former head coach Steve Hohenberger coached at Irving from 1998 to 2013. Rogers says he's ready to change some things up, particularly on offense.
We'll use lots of formations, lots of shifts, lots of motions, run our base plays, hopefully make the defense more confused. We'll be up-tempo, letting a lot of athletes touch the ball, which just makes your offense even more potent.
With one win already under their belt, Rogers says he hopes to see a progression in their offense every week.
Nimitz, at this time in my career, I think it's the right fit, and it's a great opportunity, and I think we have everything we need here to be successful.
Brooke Pratt for Game of the Week.
All right, thank you, Brooke. Coming up next, we'll have the Viking Band, along with highlights and first half stats.